Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi to everyone. So, as you all know, today there will be like what we call it as a discussion with our invited engineer here. Okay, so before we start, can you please introduce yourself to us, Mister?
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself before we start with the discussion and a bit
Okay.
background maybe?
Okay. First of all, so my name is Welmi. So I've been working in a company known as Honeywell, which is an oil and gas vendor. Job position. Job position, you can say roughly as an engineer, but to be exact, it's not engineer. It is a sales engineer plus a proposal engineer plus a application engineer plus a bidding tender engineer. So it can be said like 4 or 5 job scope lah in one position.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Zuhairi. So, basically, the purpose of this discussion is basically to gain and to discuss about the finding on the awareness of engineers in applying code of engineering ethics while practicing engineering as a profession. So, Mr. Zuhairi, what is your right under OSHA Act in this Malaysia?
So if you want to say about right under OSHA, so um, this is actually quite general to be honest because first of all, uh, OSHA is divided into a lot of categories. So basically, if you are, for example, like if you are on a site, it can be say like a platform or maybe a plant or maybe production line or maybe in a site construction itself. So you can say that you have no right to obligate or to like to detest any of the rules that is being set by the OSHA itself or the safety officer itself. Because one of the things is that the rules is being made for us to follow in order for us to be safe. And it is also as a what we can say this an SOP. Yes, SOP for the right way. Okay, it is an SOP for us to follow what is the most suitable way of doing the work itself. So to define more about right the OSHA, so you can say that it is not we cannot we cannot detest or we cannot obligate all the rules that is being set by the safety officer itself. That is what I can say for the right under OSHA. But there is some of the in the real life, there is some of the OSHA rules that is being set that you can make it. You don't have to make it in order for you to make the job done. So this is not practical actually, but it can be said that it is being done by most all of the people inside the site, inside the plant, inside the platform, inside the site construction itself. So that is basically for the first point.
Thank you. Uh, for the next question, based from your experience, what are the safety and health hazards of your job?
So okay, this is basically from my experience itself. So to be specific for my job. So I've been working on a field, is on a site. Half of it is site, 50% of the my job task is on site, and another 50% is on office. So if you want to say about safety and health hazard of your job, of my job, so basically there is a lot of things that I need to make myself clear, which is, for example, the safety itself, especially when I'm on site. So there is some induction, or maybe there is some rules or introduction, or maybe a short course that is being what I can say is, we can say that it is being introduced in order for us to do the work itself. For example, I can say this one experience that I can give you. So I've been doing a tank, I can say this, a tank inspection, which is, it is under Royal Australian Air Force, which is situated in Penang, Butterworth, Penang. Okay, so basically, on that time, on that particular time, I do have to attend an induction, which is, the induction is about safety and health hazard, and what is the thing that we need to do, and what is the thing that we don't do during the installation and during the provision of the tank itself. So the induction is basically for us to follow in order to make us safe and to to aware what is the hazard, what is the risk that we are facing during our job. For example, like my job itself, I need to do a calibration and I need to do testing of a device inside a oil which is situated above. Sorry, there is a medium inside the tank which is a fuel jet oil, and it is temperature is around 60 to 70 degrees Celsius, and I need to aware of the hazardous, and I need to aware of the risk if I don't follow the safety and the rules that has been set by the officer itself. So that is on the points of the safety and the health hazard of my job. And there is also one job which is my experience also 2 years ago, which is I need to do a testing, which is testing is being done in the office, but the office itself is in a fabrication yard, or you can say that in a bengkel workshop. So on that particular time, I need to wear a coverall, which is known as PPE. So that coverall is basically you need to follow, because the usage of the coverall itself is to avoid any sharp thing from injured of your body, or maybe make your there is one of the example that I can give you on in order for you to wear the PPE itself. So that is basically the experience of my, like, for the second points that you have been given. So go on to the next point, which is what?
Next, Mr. Shafiq.
Okay, hello, Mr.
Yeah,
Zaidi.
hey.
My name is Shafiq. Okay, the next question. Are there any serious incident at the worker environment?
The worker environment.
Yes.
Okay, worker environment. If you say about any serious incident of worker environment, so far I didn't experience, but one of my colleague experienced this very serious incident. So the thing is that on that particular time there was a, what can say this? It is a bad weather, which is rainfall very heavy. So during that time, my friend was at a plant, which is a Petronas Penapisan PPT, Petronas Penapisan Terengganu. So the story is that during that particular time, when the rainfall, you cannot do any job, or you cannot do any work, which is you are obligated, you are unallowed to do any works when there is heavy fall, rains, or whatsoever bad weather, because one of the thing is that it is regarding to your safety itself. So on that particular time, my colleague experienced one of the worker, which is the worker itself is being struck by a thunder, and luckily the person itself is still alive, and except that he's coma for about 1 week, and we need to rest in the hospital, and there will be such a long trial of investigation being done by the safety officer, which is the safety officer will ask who is the person that release the permit of work for that person to work on that particular weather, and why he what you can say this why he is working on that particular of time when he's already know that there is a bad weather. And there will be a lot of investigation that you need to attend, you need to know, and you need to, there is also some fine, which is dalam bahasa Melayu ni denda. You need to pay for the cost that you have made, and the fine itself is not very cheap, which is depends on what is the category of the seriousness or the hazard that inside that is happened. So I can say that the minimum of the fine that you can see when there is someone obligate the rules, the minimum fine is like it is around 20,000 ringgit. Okay, in the bahasa Melayu way, it is 20,000. So that is the most cheapest fine you can see. There is also one case, another friend of mine. So this is when we are doing a platform. So basically, there is one project known as Boku project. It is a platform that is situated on offshore. So there is one particular person which is he doesn't wear any harness or maybe any safety PPE that is requested by the contractor itself need to wear. I mean, like they need to wear that type of particular of PPE and the safety harness. So to make it short, that person didn't wear any of the PPE or maybe the harness thing, and he is being fined about 20k, and he is being banned from the fabrication yard to enter and to do work on that site, which is he cannot go to work at that place anymore. So that is although it is not a very big serious incident that affect the life itself, but you can see that one things that you miss in like the safety aspect itself, so it can affect to the other thing, which is you cannot go to work. So that is what I can say regarding to the seriousness of the incident of the work environment. So maybe there is a lot more, but this is the example that I can give you.
So next,
Is there any safety officer at the work site to make sure workers obey the rules?
Okay, so if you want to talk about safety officer, to be honest, there is certain site that is required safety officer, but there is also certain site that is no safety officer at all, because one of the things is that we know that safety officer is handling with people and contractors and manpower, and maybe they also deal with upper management. So the presence of safety officer on site is basically, we can say that almost 70% is not available. But there is some particular case which is on the hazardous area, where you can say that safety officer is required to attend or to go on that site, because safety officer will act as a, you can say like a police or maybe a cikgu, guru disiplin in the site, where they will inspect what is the thing that they are doing. I mean, like the workers are doing. So basically, we can say that safety officer is a person that make the workers to become disciplined and to follow all the SOP and all the rules that is being set in order for all of us to be safe. So what I can say more about safety officer? If you want to say safety officer on office, there is sometimes safety officer they will come to the office, but not actually they will go to the office, because safety officer is basically they need to attend on site mostly. So far, safety officer we can say that you can see on site only. It's not on the office, but there is also some incident where office do have some, maybe they I don't know, maybe something happen in the office where incident also happen inside the office. For example, like blackout, or sorry, it's not blackout, power trip, or maybe there is something else we don't know. I don't know what to say, but on that particular time, safety officer is basically, I can say that they are very busy inside, and not most of the time is not on the office. So that's all.
What happens if the workers disobey the rules, and what type of action that needs to be taken?
Okay, that's a good question. So in my experience itself, I've been facing, it's not me, but my co-workers. So sorry, hal pula lah call malam-malam ni. Okay, sorry, interruption a little bit. Okay, if you want to say about action and what is the effect and what is the thing, this happened to my co-workers, or I can say that subcontractor. So this job is basically last year, where one of my subcontractor didn't wear any safety helmet when they are going inside the plant. So they are being fined 1,000 ringgit, and they cannot do work for at least 1 week, and they have been given a warning by Petronas Penapisan for 1 week. And when you are given a warning, so your record will be on the list of the blacklist people. It is not yet being blacklist, but your name is being list out in person that is they having the tendency of doing it again. So they will list it out for the first warning. And there is one of the example. So basically, if you want to say that if the worker disobey the rule, it depends on the site, it depends on the situation, and it depends on the place that you are working. For example, like maybe if you are working on site, if you are not wearing a proper PPE, you are not wearing a coverall, and you are not wearing a safety helmet or goggles, maybe glove or safety boot, it depends on it. Some of the site, they will fine you maybe 1,000 ringgit, 2,000 ringgit, 3,000 ringgit. It depends on the situation and the seriousness of the error that you have made. And like just what I mentioned before, if the worker itself is disobeying the rule, it is like almost that you can say that they are also neglect about the safety around people, the people around you, and your safety itself. So that is what I can say about if you disobey the rule.
Alright, thank you.
So any other question?
Last one.
Okay, Mr. Zuelmi.
Okay.
What is the requirement for fresh or degree to register under BEM?
Oh, okay. So that is a question that is out of topic, but it's okay. Never mind. So basically, it is not a very common nowadays for the people. I mean, like after you have graduate, you register the BEM. So the step is very easy, and even the university, you can request for the university to apply it for your side. So the requirement is basically is very simple. First of all, you need to be graduated. For example, like you are taking a mechanical courses, you graduate, convo, settle, you just apply to your university. You want to request for you need to register first as a BEM member, which is it is known as the graduate engineering itself. Graduate engineer. So university will help on the process of you to apply how you want to apply on the graduate engineer. So basically, I also don't remember because this happened to me almost 7 years ago, which is 2014. But what I can say is that mm, okay. Once you have graduate, you just request, or maybe you can go to the website, BEM website, and you can check on the website itself on how you want to apply for graduate engineer. There will be some instruction that you need to follow, which is there is listed out there. And if I'm not mistaken, the payment of you to register as a graduate engineer is around 50 ringgit. I don't know. I don't remember. That is during my time, 2014, when I was graduate for the first batch of FTK. But I don't know how. Right now, I mean, at the situation, maybe 100 ringgit, 200 ringgit, I don't know. So you need to check back on the website itself. Okay?
Alright. So thank you, Mr. Zuhelmi, for lending us his time to share and discuss about the awareness of engineers in applying code of engineering ethics while practicing engineering as profession. Thanks again, and I would like to close with this with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.